What's going on, Capricorn? Welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the greatest, Cap, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself is brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Cause it's General Energy Weekly Spread. I took that one, Kat. That was really smooth. I like that. But with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cap. Now I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, oof, that one popped out there, Cap. I included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching their Cap, so definitely check them out. Very cool group. I think you'll like them, but let's go ahead and get into this energy here, which no wonder was jumping out, Capricorn, because it's you. So you got third card of you, which is crack shot card. And yeah, that did come out like a shot, Cap. And with this card, this is a card of competent, superior, precise, expert, sharp tongue, witty, clear cut, dead on, intense, target, showdown, effective, impressive, accurate, skilled, excel, arrogant, and first class. And the energy that's coming through here, Cap, is the intense. And well, I'll tell you what, Capricorn, I don't know about you, but I was kind of reading up on this full moon that just went by, because when I'm posting this, it's going to be, I want to say the full moon was at its fullest yesterday, but I think we're still kind of in that full moon energy today as well. But the energies have been kind of intense, and I feel like especially since this is happening in Aries, this has been particularly intense for the cardinal signs. And you know, maybe for some we've noticed this intensity of as of late, because even I had noticed my energies have been, when I'm recording this, it's like a couple of days before, it's like the day before the full moon, and it has been rather interesting. Like, just energies have been kind of drained, but so that might be something. Part of this might be more kind of like an astrological thing that's been kind of going on here, there, Capricorn. But if you've just been noticing that things have been maybe intense as of late, maybe in general, you know, maybe if it's like, you know, maybe it's been either maybe intense in like our jobs, maybe intense in our home space, maybe just intense. It's just like this pressure that feels like it's going on, and it's just like we're at this just like this really kind of almost like a breaking point in a sense of just like it needing to, I'm not like, you know, like we're just about had it, you know. I feel like that's the energies, you know, kind of telling you just maybe take just some time for yourself, doing some self-care and whatever that's looking like for you. Maybe you're the type that needs to take a bath, or maybe this is just doing some creative, like maybe some journaling, maybe doing some kind of artwork, maybe getting out in nature. Who knows? Maybe going a little target practice there, Capricorn. You know, show them your skills off there. But even just talking about, even just saying that, you know, with the crack shot, you know, just thinking about, it almost feels like that there is this, whatever this it's like a laser, like focus, like not focus, but it feels like that there's something in particular that we can't put our finger on, or that we just might, or maybe even on the opposite end, we might be just focusing on very intensely, you know. Let me get some tarot on this here, Capricorn, and get some details. right, Capricorn. You might be thinking about some intense things here. Let's see what's going on. Interesting. All right, so you have the Wheel of Fortune here, the Ten of Cups, the Five of Wands, and then the King of Wands here. Let's talk about this Wheel of Fortune, because I feel that for some of you, the Wheel of Fortune is. What I'm partway getting with this Wheel of Fortune here is like this divine intervention that may be kind of going on here, Capricorn. That maybe there's something that we've been thinking about, maybe like aspects for the future have been kind of coming up as far as like what we want to do, what does our happily ever after look like, what is that's one aspect of it. But the Ten of Cups can also be a card of just kind of like family here, and like maybe for some there's this, maybe there's been, with Five of Wands, a sense of conflict. Maybe there's been some conflict amongst our families, or maybe even amongst just people that we consider close around us. Maybe passions, or just like it feels like things have been kind of burning a little hot here with the King of Wands here as of late, and we're in this, almost like in this, for some it's like this kind of reevaluation type of period here. It's just like we're in the middle of this kind of transitory cycle here, just kind of maybe even kind of caught between limbo here, and like that sort of, I feel like to be in limbo in something so big, as far as like maybe as far as what's happening next, or as far as like how can we achieve this happiness, it can bring about this level of discomfort, and then we try to force things to move along, and it just keeps just kind of building and building and building, where there might be a need to just sort of like, it's just like, for some I feel like it's just like letting this energy kind of be for a second, allowing yourself to kind of be still, because I feel like with the King of Wands, what I like to say about him is, if he does have a lot of energy that he's bringing, but if he tries to force a situation along, that's the quickest way to end up in a hanged man situation, where it's just like we're just needlessly kind of sacrificing our energy, or just kind of just again trying to force things, and then the universe kind of like puts us in a situation where we need to halt for a second, pause, and to just like see things from a different perspective in a way, to in order to see this guidance here. But I even feel like something too, Capricorn, because the Five of Wands can also be a card of brainstorming here, and it's just like, again, it's like maybe for some we've been thinking about just like maybe what happiness looks like to us, and it's just like we're thinking about it so intensely, and like trying to force this thing along, that we're leading to this burnout energy. And there's, let me get a little bit more on the Ten of Cups here, Cap. What's going on here, Capricorn? Interesting. Alright, so the Ten of Cups here is clarified by the Four of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Three of Wands, and then the High Priestess here. And it feels that with this, I feel like with the Four of Swords, there's this energy of, again, like needing to kind of take a break, especially been in this sort of like anxious type of energy here. Or maybe it's even for some, maybe there's been this pressure that may have been kind of coming for others here with the Five of Swords. It's giving me sort of like this, just a lot of voices are kind of around here, or maybe just like a lot of noise. And again, this may be something with like family, or something along those lines that's getting in the way of like maybe like our trusting our gut instinct in a sense. It's just like when there's just even this energy of just, it's like a doubt that's going on here, and it's like it's interfering with this level of expansion. It's just it feels like it's making things drag out a lot longer than I feel like it needs to be, if we just more so kind of like quieted the mind and kind of going within and kind of calm this intensity some. but there also feels like that. You know what? That might be something too there, Capricorn. Is just like maybe, and maybe even getting for some that it's because the High Priestess, she's a very private figure. You know, she doesn't. And I feel like for some, it's just like we're. It's not that we're keeping secrets, but it's just like we're keeping something to. There's something I feel like we're trying to. How do I want to put this, Cap? It's like it feels like that maybe there's this either there's this dream or maybe there's this these maybe even like some type of feelings that we might need to be had as far as like maybe like what we've wished or what we're trying to manifest or can I get one more. Let me get one more on the High Priestess there. Interesting. Okay, so the High Priestess is clarified by her husband, the Hierophant. And there's so whereas the High Priestess is someone that keeps things inward there, Capricorn, the Hierophant is one that projects his knowledge. And maybe there's something that we're keeping inside that's looking to be expressed in a sense, you know. Maybe this is a dream of yours, maybe this is a problem that's kind of going on amongst others. Maybe this is you know, maybe we're hmm yeah, something that we're having this sort of it like there's like it's like an internal struggle that I feel like is kind of happening here, Capricorn. But I think I am a pull out of that. So just you know, be careful about keeping things bottled up there, Capricorn. Just hmm. And I even been kind of getting if this is like thinking about like you know where we're going next. Just even you know, but with the Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Cups, if we're just trying to think about where things goes next, you know, the Hierophant for this is Taurus energy, and that's interesting. You got Jupiter in Taurus here, and you know, I feel like there's some patience that's needed to be had as well, you know, and I feel like with your sign too, considering that you're, you know, I talk about this, you know, you're being Saturn ruled, things take time for your sign. You know, it's not that you won't get your abundance and things like that, but it's just that it's just, and maybe it's just like there's just like we're wanting this thing so intensely, so bad, and so. But yeah, let me go ahead and move on from that there, Capricorn. Yeah, hopefully that made sense. Let's get some tea, and let's get your next one. All right. Oh, speaking of Taurus, all right. So you got the seventh card of Taurus, which is the eyeglasses card. And with this card, this is a card of assessment, evaluate options, perspective, review, analyze, opinion, judgment, examine, seeing clearly, the fine print, estimate, closer look, focus, awareness, and check the details. And the energy that's coming through here, Capricorn, is the judgment. And maybe this is something why, like, where I was getting with that High Priestess about, as far as, like, maybe keeping things inside. Maybe we're worried about others judging a move that we're getting ready to make, or that's just kind of one thing that's sort of coming through there. I'm even getting like even like a Seven of Wands, that kind of that critical energy. But I'm even sort of getting with this judgment. I'm thinking the judgment card in a sense. It's just like that. There's this. It's like maybe this intense feelings of what's going on here is because there's this action. Something is getting ready to happen next. You know, there's the wheels of fortune is turning in a way, and it's like we can feel that energy, but it's just like it's not we're not sure what that means. You know, there's this we're not sure where to I feel like kind of channel that energy there, Capricorn, with the King of Wands being here. But we know there's a lot of it that's needing to be expressed. And considering too that you got the two highest intuitives in the deck here, the High Priestess and the Hierophant, I feel there's a need to just kind of sit with that for a little bit. Sit in those intense feelings and listen to yourself internally. Listen to that intuition wherever your guides are trying to take you there. Because I feel like that we're being called. It almost feels like that it's the energy I keep getting, like it's Judgment Day in a sense, and not in like an ominous type of way. It's more so just like we're getting ready to come through like a breakthrough in a sense, but there's this reflection, this even like kind of like hermit energies coming through as far as like what's needing to happen next, and to connect with that intuitive side of you, that more spiritual side, and you're in a great energy to be doing that, Capricorn. I don't feel like it's something where you need to get it solved right now, but it is getting in this practice of that because things are starting to shift. And with your ruler Saturn being in Pisces for the next 3 years, you are in a very intuitive, spiritual type of energy, and it's listening to those intuitive insights and that inner voice of yours, and listening to what's kind of leads you to your happiness and kind of take some of this anxiety off of you here. And I'm even kind of getting with the Five of Swords that these are not the opinions of others. These are just like different voices and opinions that are kind of going in your head, like all the stressors. What if this is happening? Oh my goodness! All the panic, the fear. All those insecurities that I feel like the High Priestess, keeps to herself. But now the Hierophant is not necessarily maybe saying it to others in a sense, but maybe we've been pushing it on the back burner here, and there's a need for it to kind of come out more, to connect with that more, and so that it's not feeling, it's like a pressure cooker. The more we ignore it, it's just like we keep that lid on, but the thing's boiling. It's just, something's got to give. But let's get some tarot on this and get some details. Hmm. All right, Capricorn. So you have the Ten of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and then the Knight of Pentacles here. And you know what? Maybe for some, I feel that with all these pentacles being here compared to with the Ten of Swords here, the pentacles can deal with your finances, but I do feel like that there is something that may have been taking a dive here as of late, that we're almost kind of like potentially spiraling in a sense, and it's starting to affect either your finances or maybe your material wealth, maybe the stuff that we have, or maybe even the pentacles can also deal with health, but it can also deal with manifestation. And it's just like that. There's something here with the ten of, or with the Five of Pentacles, and it feels like that. It feels like that you maybe, it's like you're alone in this, Capricorn, or that there's something that, it's either some of us are feeling alone in this and not wanting to get this thing out and maybe need to kind of share this thing, or there's this, and that's only for some, but I feel like even with this Ten of Swords, there's it's like we're trying to bring this again, like whatever this is, this judgment, or like whatever this next chapter is, it's like I feel like the thoughts are really kind of coming to, because the tens deal with closures, or can deal with closure, and I feel like that it's like all these thoughts and this pressure thing is trying to come to a close so that we can start manifesting again. And maybe even for some, I even feel like there is this kind of like going back to to square one, or kind of starting over again, or this and then listen, that like however this may be translating, I might need to get a little bit more on that Page of Pentacles, but the Knight of Pentacles is giving me this this kind of slow moving energy, this stagnancy that's kind of coming through there. This almost like kind of like stuck in like a swampy kind of muddy type of energy where it's just like, let me get more on this Page of Pentacles here, Cap. Alright, Capricorn. So the Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and then the Strength card here. And I feel like whatever this is, Capricorn, this thing, this judgment, or whatever this is, you know, I do feel like it is taking a lot from our strength, sapping from our vitality from some of you, and there is, it's just like there's this, I feel like this Nine of Cups is trying to calm this energy down a little bit, to kind of breathe and just sort of like just sort of reevaluate what's coming next. You know, I feel like that I'm even getting an energy of not being able to sleep, or there's this you know, a lot of, you know, potentially like a lot of tossing and turning, just maybe thinking about some of the things that we may have invested in. And maybe there's this judgment that we're kind of casting on ourselves. It's just like that, you know, maybe we started up things to, you know, maybe with the Page of Wands kind of got real excited about something, maybe jumped into this thing, and then it's like, it's, you know, whatever this is, Capricorn, I do feel like that it's, I do feel like we do need to even take a little time. I'm just thinking with the Knight of Pentacles and just kind of slow down a little bit, possibly. You know, like it's just like, you know, there's this lack of confidence that I'm coming with the feeling with the Strength card here. It's Leo energy, and I even feel for some this energy of just like, as I said, that it's just like, you know, we're some of like we're licking our wounds in a sense, and it's just like there's this healing that's going on with the Nine of Swords here, and it's just like that. All right, Cap. But all right, let's move on from that. It feels like that there's a, yeah, need to slow down and just kind of get a new game plan here. But let's get your last card. Okay. A lot of earth energy here, Capricorn. Because you got the eighth, well, I mean in your earth sign, but you got the eighth card of Taurus here, which is the beehive. But I say that about the earth energy just because the earth energy deals with this, you know, it has to deal with this material realm here. And it's just like maybe for some, before we get into this, it's just like that, considering that it's you and then you got two Taurus's card here on top of Taurus kind of popping up here. Well, not kind of, because Knight of Pentacles and the Hierophant is Taurus for me. It's just like there's this lack of stability that's kind of coming through here. It's like we're, and it's just like I'm even just thinking about like with Jupiter and Taurus, you know, that's an energy of thinking about how we've been investing in this realm so far, the things we've been putting our energies into, and have they been giving us back what we've been putting in there. Seven of Pentacles there. This is oh, that's Saturn in Cap, or Saturn in Taurus. And because maybe even like we've been feeling restricted some sort of way, but The 8th card of Taurus, I'm not sure if I told you this, but it's the beehive card. A lot of buzzing kind of going on in our heads here, Cap. But this is a card of diligent, persistent, stamina, application, tireless, mindful, hard work, devoted, fruitful, busy, conscientious, energetic, continual, harvest, endurance, effort, patient, and concentration. Yeah. So the energy that's coming through here, Capricorn, is literally just like the beehive part of it. And I do feel like that it feels that maybe for some there's been this kind of constant buzzing or just constant noise in your head maybe as of late. It's just been just I'm exaggerating a little bit, but and it could be all this stuff here. Maybe we've been kind of hard at work trying to do some things, or trying to get this, figure out what this 10 of cups look like, trying to get this wheel of fortune turning into our way. Maybe we've been just, this feels like that there's been just a lot on your plate. Maybe just having to just always be kind of on all this time with the strength card, having to be always be kind of strong. But it's just like, when do you get a time to just kind of just be for a second, and to not be in that strength, and just kind of rest some and just take a moment and let me get some tarot on this, Cap. I'm wondering, Capricorn, have we had a lot of time to really kind of really process all of this, what's going down here? Have you really made moments to really kind of feel what's going on there? Because I know where, when duty calls and it's time to face the business, yours is one that can push those emotions aside to get things done, and that's admirable, Cap. But it is something where we don't want it to get to a point where we're putting it to our detriment, in a sense. And listen, I try to take a note from your book, because I'm a Cancerian, and my sun sign's in Cancer, and where I'm all about getting things done, and where emotions can kind of slow you down, but if we let them build up like that and we don't acknowledge them, we don't feel it, then we can't heal it. You know what I mean? And it's just like there's just feels like there's some things that we're keeping pent up there, and that's why things are getting intense, because there's not an outlet that's being allowed for this. So that's just a little something to think about there, because I'm always telling that with Cancer on the other channel that I have. It's yeah, we talk about that quite a bit. Let's see what's going on here. Emperor. Oh, interesting. So and there's that Hanged Man situation we're talking about here, and a Tower. So you got the Tower, the Hanged Man, the Seven of Swords, and then the Emperor here. And then let's switch back over here, Cap. Because I do feel like that the foundation's getting kind of rocky there. And the Tower is not... The Tower is meant to be like a revelation, in a sense, and kind of seeing things clearly, kind of like that shock to the crown chakra, in a sense, just like a new perspective. But I do feel like that for some, it's just like, considering how the Tower came out with, because this is the Tower is Mars and the Emperor is Aries, considering that's Mars rules over Aries along with Scorpio, but considering how this energy came out there, I just feel like that we've been just kind of in our Emperor energy for a while. Just kind of going and going and going and needing to take charge. But the Emperor needs to rest, to be in that energy all the time. And that's why I feel like this Tower here is realizing that, telling ourselves that, because I feel like the Seven of Swords even can be like a card of moving and just like kind of keeping things going, and like telling ourselves that like, that we need to get like just, it's like that we need to keep, it's like we need to keep going, in a sense, but it's just like it's a different type of clarity I feel like that's coming in with this Seven of Swords. This need to like really kind of pause and reevaluate this. Like there's let me get a little bit more on the Seven of Swords here, Capricorn, before we close out here, because it's just like there's this truth. I feel like this really Tower, Hanged Man, and Seven of Swords here. It's just like Let me see what's going on with that. And there's the Hermit. So you have the Hermit and the Magician here, and that's interesting too. Because look how things are syncing up here, Capricorn. Because Mercury, the Magician, Hermit, Virgo. Mercury rules over Virgo, along with Gemini, and that's even like, so really I feel like there's a need to just kind of reflect on the things that we've been thinking about as of late, and just really kind of paying attention to what we've been, because I feel like this, where if we've been feeling this thing intensely, been kind of down in this dumps, it's like, the Nine of Cups can be like a magnet, Capricorn. And if we've stayed, pay attention to the energies that you're in, because that's what we tend to attract around us. If we're not liking the, if and it's like the Tower, I feel like the Tower with the Emperor being here is saying that we can change that up, but we need to, it's like, again, reflect on what is needing to be changed here, and just like kind of sit still for a moment and just kind of reevaluate what's going on here. All right, but I think I'm gonna leave that there, Capricorn. Yeah, hopefully, I hope that made sense. But if anything resonated with you, Capricorn, give it a thumbs up, and share this if you know someone who's been, I don't know, been feeling things intensely, or just been kind of going for a while, or you notice that things are just kind of getting out of control in a sense. Like, it's very interesting energy that's coming through here, Capricorn. So yeah, just something to pay attention to. And then if you haven't already there, Emperor, subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified on all these videos each week. And then lastly, so we're talking about Cancer, you got our ruler there, the High Priestess. If you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the chair reading, friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans, the High Priestess being the moon, and it's a good old time. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here, Cap. And you got the Justice card here. And I'm feeling this energy for some, this intensity and things. There's this like this fairness that's kind of coming through there, and it's just like maybe with everything that's going on in this energy, just like it doesn't feel fair, like that the Wheel of Fortune hasn't been maybe turning in our favor, and it's just like that maybe again that things are taking too long, and it's like we're trying to force this thing along, we're trying to do this stuff, but there's with the Justice card too, there's a card of cause and effect. And I feel like paying attention to what you may be causing with the decisions that you're making, and how it's affecting you, how it's affecting your journey, and really not just thinking in the short term here, but thinking in the long term, considering again too that Jupiter and Taurus came out here, and Jupiter is going to be in Taurus for the next year. That's where we need to kind of reflect on. And that's even interesting too, because when I'm recording this, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Mercury is still in Virgo right now. So you got, like, both of those energies are forming trines with your sign, and there's a path. Things are happening fast with trine energy. And the thing is, where it can be the most fortunate aspect, it just depends on where our vibrations are at, but it is very fast moving energy. And that's what I'm thinking, like, things just need to maybe kind of slow down a little bit. It's just like we're paying attention to how we're manifesting, in a sense. Like, it's But let me get your oracle card here so I can get you out of here, Cap. Okay. Interesting. All right, Capricorn. So you got the 52nd card here, which is the Mending card. And with this energy, Capricorn, I feel like that there's something, how we were talking about that healing with the Ten of Swords. There's something that we're mending, something that we might need to, and this might be from the stress, this might be from, Yeah, there's something that is needing, I feel like needing to be put back together in a sense, like maybe we had something that we thought destiny was taking us one way, and now we're taking it a different way, and now it's like trying to, okay, what does that look like? How do we change that direction? We got a different kind of effect with what we were trying to cause, so now it's like, processing that information, and again, just kind of reevaluating and adjusting, you know because the Justice card, that's Libra energy, and it's tricky kind of keeping this life in balance here. And just a little something to think about there, Capricorn. But you stay safe out there. What's going on here? Because I can get that, when we're feeling things kind of intense and whatnot, we can make these sort of impulsive decisions, and just be mindful of that, Capricorn. You raise your vibration to the roof. Take some time, hermit, self care. Take care of yourself. Check in. How are you doing? Is there anything that's just really been off, and what's needing that loving kind of energy there? Okay, and I will catch you on the next one. Later.